when I made like sixth or seventh my film, I realized that I don't have films with one or two heroes. Or all heroes in my films, it's a crowd, like a lot of people. I was not made this for special purpose. I even didn't think about that. Just once look back and realize that it is. Now already I have this knowledge. And continue to do these films. I mean documentary films. And I have explanation why. I try to avoid to be close to the people, to shoot one hero and to have one hero or two heroes, so I don't know, to be close with them and to shoot their daily life. It's difficult for me because I don't want to cross this body which divides us from each other, which camera crossing, where catching some intimate moments and I don't know, even the moment when somebody think, you know, when somebody have idea and you can read a lot on the face and you can know a lot about this if this person is open to the camera. It's not necessary, or I don't want to shoot people who are close to the camera, like with a mask. I would like to shoot open people, but I can't control what I will see, you know. And this is too close for me, and I don't think that I'm in comfort situation when I can read. If I can share with others, you know, it's so tender, for me at least. Maybe it's my disease, because other filmmakers don't have this, and public also don't have this kind of ethical distance. This is why I probably avoid to make films with particular, like with concrete hero. And second thing that what you can see in many films, that when this hero play his role, it's often, you know, and this already it's not interesting, because it's something which already predictable. Just make this film, which named it Landscape. We shot in 2002 and 2003. And what I'm looking for, I'm looking the soul of crowd. I would like to be inside crowd and to catch some mood of that crowd. And I'm looking some crowd which like collected every day. Like everyday duty that people all together, and they somehow spend time when they don't have anything to do, and they express themselves. And I find one train bus station which was together in middle Russia, like European part of Russia, between St. Petersburg and Moscow, and we start to shoot. And finally, when during the shooting, I just find beginning, development, and I made film like 1 hour. 11 years later, or 10 years later, I made a film about revolution which happened 5 years ago in Ukraine, in Kiev, and also observe crowd, but these people have idea. You know, the people from the film landscape, they have a very simple idea how to enter to the bus, and they fight for that. Somehow I find the way how to show it like they would like to be in paradise, because for them sitting in the bus and looking around, it's already another position, and you can see how people change. Before they are worrying about something, when they cross this line and enter to the bus and they are looking around, they look to the people around like from heaven, and you can read the faces also, and you can see this emotion. And more or less with Ukraine revolution is also people are looking for paradise. And of course they are fighting with president and with previous power and etc. So it was a film which also a crowd was my actor, or collective actor. Third film I made from archive, and after I made Maïdan, I just remember that I have seen already in St. Petersburg Film Studio archive with more or less common revolution, but it's not similar. It's not a revolution. It's kind of a coup d'etat, complot. On my point of view, it was kind of inspired by power theater for changing power. I can make a mistake, but this is what I saw. And this film I made just after Maïdan, where it was a real revolution, and people made it. It was a people movement, and they changed power in country. It's a question if they change inside country seriously something, it's another question, but at least the face of power was changed. So after film Maïdan, I would like to come back to this revolution in 1991, because with this knowledge we can compare these two revolutions, and this why I made film The Event. And it's good that everything happened in Moscow, and this footage was shot in St. Petersburg. And it's kind of a shadow of Moscow, but you can see precisely how it developed. And it's less about historical moment, it's more about something what really happened. Because when they made revolution or coup d'etat in Moscow, they use a lot of things which attract you, and you can see reality, like tanks on the street and army. In St. Petersburg, we just hear about that, but we can look and we can see people. Expression on the faces and their behavior, and you know, they were surprised quite a lot. People, if you can read from the faces, they were surprised. And I continue with the crowd. All next films also about that, more or less. And the last film, State Funeral, also it's about people who just came to the place where the body of Stalin was presenting for this last mourning and last view. And it was 3 mourning days and ceremony when they just move Stalin to mausoleum, and it's also represent people more than Stalin. Stalin was just you know, motive for creating this situation and film and etc. It's more about people, and this is, I think that I will also continue with that in feature films, and the next film also about people. And I think cinema can give this opportunity to look to this human society from a big scale. You know, it can collect different kind of mosaic, collect different kind of episode, and I can make thought, I can make a development of that thought, and I can make a kind of picture of that society from big scale.